Look, this is something you need to understand. 4 days of unproductivity is unbecoming of someone your age. It's detrimental to someone your age. It's suicidal to someone of your age because those days and those days going by, that time going by, and you're not productive. You're not elevating yourself. You're not reading a book. You're not working on your business. You're not learning a new language. You're not learning a new skill, whether it be AI or coding or Microsoft Learning, right? Or any type of marketing, right? When you do not put time in, when you do not put the effort in, when the days go by and you put zero, and I mean 0 minutes, and you have put 0 minutes of effort, 0 minutes of energy, 0 minutes of focus into that craft, into that section of work, right? You are hurting yourself. You are hurting your future self. You are hurting your present self. You are hurting your mind, right? And it is essential that you do something today, whether it be for 1 hour, whether it be for 2 hours, whether it be 3 hours, right? But you put in the effort, right? And maybe you might be on a slump, maybe a 2 week slump of something tragic happened, and a tragedy happened or something bad happened, and that demotivated you not not to work on the business, not to do what you need to improve, right? um it demotivated you on taking that class in that course that will make you $100,000 by the end of the month, and it demotivated you to take it because something bad happened, or something incredibly negative happened in your life. And okay, that time has passed and it happened. You can't do anything about it now, but you can do something about it today. You can do something about it tomorrow. You can do something about it right now. And as human beings, especially us in our 20s, we need to put all the energy into this one thing. Put all the energy into this particular field, right? And it is super essential, super important that we do that, because that will help elevate us, that will help improve our minds, and that will just help us help other people. Because in this life, we are here to help other people, essentially. That is one of the main roles of why we are here, to bring value to other people, to bring value to your sibling, to bring value to your parents, to bring value to your children, to bring value to your friend, to bring value to your partner, right? But also to bring value to other strangers, other human beings far from us, right? And the way that Bill Gates has brought value is through Microsoft, through sitting in his room and learning, spending 7 to 8 hours learning software, just studying software, learning software, being good at software, understanding how software works. And you'd spend 7 to 8 hours every day just obsessing over software. Obsessing over software for that amount of time, for a number of months, for a numerous amount of time, and he would obsess over that software. And then it's like, okay, he is obsessing over that software, and now he understands it so much. He understands it so much so that you can bring him any software device, any technological advice, and he'll tell you what material is used. He'll tell you what version it is. He'll even tell you how it was made, right? And he's been able to produce and teach others how to create software and then create a billion-dollar industry, create a billion-dollar business from that, because he has learned something, right? Learned something so well. He's learned that skill so well that now he's helped others, and by helping others, he's scaled that value into a billion-dollar business. Even probably right now it's close to $1 trillion business, right? It's hundreds of billions of dollars though, but that is the value, right? Even with Elon Musk, like the value that he has brought to the planet, right? That is why now he is now the first. Maybe he is the first, but right now they're saying he's the first trillionaire, right? In Western terms, but we don't really know that, but okay, he's the first modern day trillionaire, right? In Western terms, he's the first trillionaire, right? But he wouldn't have been that if he hadn't provided value for these companies, provided value for Tesla, the value he provided to the U.S. government with Starships or Starlink or SpaceX. Yes, the value he provided to the U.S. government with SpaceX, the value that he's provided to the world with the Tesla models and stuff like that, right? And the Optimus robot, right? The value that he has provided to us, right? He has, by him providing that value to us, he has fulfilled one of the human designs that God has created for us, is for human beings to provide value. Now, value doesn't necessarily have to be just that. Value can be becoming a stepdad. Being a stepdad can have huge value on one life, such huge emotional value on that one life, but such huge emotional value that it means more than money. It's I won't even call it value, right? It's a wrong thing, the wrong words, right? That is it's inhumane. I apologize, right? Being a stepdad, taking that role is beyond the word value. It's beyond, it's love. Choosing to have love and loving a child and saying, this child is my child. I love this child. This child is my child. I will provide for this child because this is my child. I will pour into this child because this is my child. I will pour into this child because this is my child. I will invest in this child because this is my child. I will teach this child everything that I know because this is my child. And deciding that here, deciding that here, deciding that here, deciding that here is so, it's beyond anything, right? It can't be quantified how much you are giving, right, to that human being, how much you are filling that human being with, right? Because beyond these materialistic things, beyond these things on the internet that human beings can give each other, right? That right there, there's no price to that. There is no price that you can place on the stepdad. There is no price that you can place on the mother. There is no price that you can place on the uncle, right? These roles, there's no value that you can place. There is no value that can be placed on friendship, right? But what the main message I want you to take from this is that, look, you need to improve yourself as a human being, and you need to be productive. That is the main takeaway I want you to take. You need to be productive. Productive can be in the sense of taking that risk and buying that $500 course, right? And attending those classes. That's productive. Buying that book on mechanics, buying that book on AI or whatever, right? Buying that book on that, or buying that book on the psychology of human beings, right? And reading it, right? And studying it, that is you being productive, because you're productive because you're filling your mind, you're filling your subconscious, right? We need to be aware of what we're filling our subconscious with, right? And be cognitive of what we are filling our subconscious with. And you know, and this is one of the most, for me, this is one of the most important ways to provide value. Working on your business, working on your own business, working on your own products, working on the market, on how to market your products, working on how to provide that value to someone else. And once you provide that value to someone else, they give you money for it. This is one of the most important ways to provide value, because the economy is just filled with businesses. That is just the foundation, that is the bedrock of the economy. Yes, the government invests, the government puts money into the citizens, into the society, into the economy, but it's really us, the middlemen, that really push economies forward. Business owners push economies forward. Business owners are they provide a lot of value, right? Business owners provide a lot of value to the planet, right? And don't be one of those human beings that be thinking that all billionaires are evil. Yes, there are evil billionaires, there are bad billionaires, there are negative or evil billionaires. Evil billionaires do exist. However, there are those billionaires that are good, that invest in a lot of philanthropy. There are billionaires that, if from the communities that they come from, where there was poverty, where there was just wreckage, they maybe there was no water in the community that they come from. Now they provided a water system for the whole community, and for the whole community that they come from, and the whole community now has proper water, has free water, and everything in that community has improved, because that person went back into their community that they grew up in and invested in those people and invested in all those things, because now he has the money to invest in that community that he grew up in. So just have that awareness and have that desire to improve, have that desire to be productive in your life. And just the more productive you are, the more positivity your life will be filled with, and the more positivity the people around you will be filled with, because you are being productive, essentially. So yes.